Namaskar to all traders and welcome. So this video will be on the comparison between Alpha Capital Group and Funding Pips. I'll make a side-by-side unbiased comparison. Since I made the video on review video on this, many people are confused, like which Propfirm to go with, since both of them gives a tough competition to each other. Since both of them are providing a very easy challenge, cheap product, cheap program, and lot of reviews, lot of payout proofs and all you will find in the social media platforms. So that's the reason people are wanting to go with this, but they are confused which to go. So I thought of making a side-by-side comparison in order to help you in deciding which Propfirm to go with out of these two. So it completely depends on your own trading style. I'll just make a side-by-side comparison in this video. Okay, before moving with the comparison, I just want to give you a little bit information about my accounts, that is the challenge accounts that I am appearing right now. Since in case if you don't know, I am appearing a Finodi Funding 100k Pro account, and it is 2-step pro, which gives a monthly salary and 100% profit split and that. And if you look at this instant funding, I am here as well. I'm appearing the challenge. This is a 50k account. I was trading on this, but they are shifting to the DX trade platform. So this week they have been shifted to DX platform. If you go and check in this credential, you will find a DX platform credentials. So I haven't traded on this account this week. I'll start trading from next week on this account. I have already made a few profits in this. And now if I look at this instant this Finodi account, which I have I have traded only I have put only one trade this entire week. I was not very available on the in order to trade this week, so I was having some work. So I got only one trade. So this is it, which I put, which is somehow in a little bit of profit. Anyways, so this is the update which is happening. This is the currently which is happening with my challenge accounts. So anyways, let's move to the comparison between the Alpha Capital Group and Funding Pips. Before moving ahead, in case if you have not subscribed the channel yet, then kindly do consider subscribing the channel to stay updated on Propfirm related topics. So first is the factors. I have considered various factors in order to compare these two Propfirms. Okay, both of them are very trustable and reliable. You can see a lot of Propfirm payout proofs and all in their Discord group, in their in their Facebook page or Facebook group and all, everything you will find it is trustable. Both of them are very trustable till now. Out of future, I'm not very sure about. Now let's look at the profit target. The first factor that I have considered out here is profit target. If you see, Alpha Capital Group have a profit target of 8% in phase 1 and 5% in phase 2, and Funding Pips as well the same profit target, 8% in phase 1 and 5% in phase 2. Maximum loss is 10%, which is fixed and static in case of Alpha Capital Group, and Funding Pips as well, it is 10%, which is fixed and static. It will not trail along with the close profit that you make in your account, which you find in most of the some of the Propfirm with the trailing drawdown. Next that I want to tell you out here is risk to reward expectation. It's somehow like profit to drawdown ratio. So the drawdown that they are allowing is 10%, and 8 plus 5 is the target. Then risk to reward expectation, it comes around 1:1.3. In case of Funding Pips as well, risk to reward comes around 1:1.3. Now from the perspective of drawdown to profit ratio, both of them are same. Both of them are very same. So if you look at this, how tough or easy their challenge will be, if you want to compare in that way from the perspective of profit and drawdown ratio, then both the challenge are same. This is the ratio that is coming 1:1.3, and this ratio is very competitive in this Propfirm industry. This ratio is very good, considered to be very good ratio, 1:1.3. Next is maximum and minimum days that is out here. There is in Alpha Capital Group, there is no maximum time limit. It is unlimited time, but there is a minimum time limit of 3 days in challenge and 5 days in funded for your first payout. 3 days in a challenge, that means in order to move from phase 1 to phase 2 or phase 2 to funded account, you have to have at least of 3 days in each phase, 3 trading days of each phase. Now once you reach on funded stage, before requesting in order to request your first payout, you have to have a minimum trading days of 5 days. So that's the condition. And after that, after the first payout, subsequent payouts, you don't have any minimum trading days. So for the first payout, you have a 5 minimum trading days in case of Alpha Capital Group. And if you look at this Funding Pips, So funding pips is 0, like there is no minimum trading days, either it be on challenge, either it be on funded account. So that's the reason I would give a green signal out here in case of funding pips. If you look at the maximum loss, it is a balance base in case of Alpha Capital Group, which is of 5%, whereas in funding pips it is a 5%, but it is of higher of equity or balance. Whichever is higher at the starting of the day, it will calculate it from there. Now this kind of like this type of drawdown, this type of maximum daily loss, both have pros and cons. Like they both have pros and cons. So in case of balance base, they have a pros and cons. In case of higher of equity or balance, they have a pros and cons. Like it depends on you, like which one you want to go with. Like, so I will not make a comparison out here, since like both are like almost same. Like it doesn't make much difference out here. It completely depends on you. Now next is news trading. It is like in case of Alpha Capital Group, it is allowed. News trading is allowed, either it be on challenge, either it be on funded stage. But in case if you open like between 2 minutes, like just before releasing the news, like it may possible, they are just saying that it may be possible that your orders may not get filled, so they will not responsible for that, but like your like account will not be suspended. But news trading is allowed out here. You can trade the news, no problem in that. Now next is in case of funding pips. In case of funded stage, in case of challenge stage, you are allowed to trade the news, but in case of funded stage, you are not allowed to trade the news. That means between the 2 minutes time frame, 2 minutes before the news release and 2 minutes after the news release, in this time frame you cannot trade the news. You can trade the news, you can hold over the news, but you cannot trade on that point of time. If you trade on that point of time, it's considered to be soft bridge. They are not going to suspend your account, but the thing is, they are not going to calculate the profit that you have made in during those time frame. Okay, so for this reason, Alpha Capital Group is more flexible. I would give green signal to Alpha Capital Group in this case, in this factor. Now next is trading platform. Trading platform is in case of Alpha Capital Group, they have a MetaTrader 5. Since they have their own broker, in-house broker, they have ACG market, known as ACG market. So they have till now they have a good relation with this MetaQuartz. So they still have a MetaTrader 5, MT5. And other option they have is CTrader. MetaTrader 5 and CTrader option is available. In case of funding pips, they don't have a MetaTrader now. They only have a MatchTrader and CTrader. They use a third-party broker which they don't disclose currently. So MatchTrader and CTrader is available in case of funding pips. So for me, like if I had to choose, then I would go with the Alpha Capital Group. In this case, they have their own in-house broker and MetaTrader platform. So I would give a green signal out here. Now regarding the profit share, if you look at the Alpha Capital Group, the profit share is 80%. In case of funding pips as well, it is 80% during the initial stage, and 90% you get in a hot seat, which is very far, like you have to go, like you have to trade for very long. Then only like in a ultimate level of their scaling plan, you get a hot seat. So on that you get a 90% profit share. However, if I had to compare within the profit share, then I would give a funding pips green signal out here. Now let's look at the payout frequency. If we look at the payout frequency, now payout frequency in case of Alpha Capital Group, they give a payout on a bi-weekly basis, bi-weekly in 2 weeks. So you will receive a payout on a bi-weekly basis, either from a RISE, WISE or bank transfer. You can get the minimum profit withdrawal is $100. So that is the condition out here. In funding pips, you receive a payout on a 5-day basis, but the condition out here is you have to have at least of 1% of profit in your account in order to request the withdrawal. So that is something I feel, what I would say, like that is something like which is very high, 1%. Something like if you have a 100K account making $1,000 profit, then only you can make the withdrawal. So that is something out here. So for this reason, like I would say, like both have a pros and cons. So like I'll not give any rating, like signals out here, green or red signals. It depends on you, like which one you want to go with, if you're comfortable with. Next is IP address rule. Now in Alpha Capital Group, there is no IP address rule. You can use multiple devices to trade that account. In case of funding pips, you have to use the same IP address. The IP address that you have used for the challenge account, you have to use the same in the master account, in the funded account as well. In case if you're changing the region, changing the country or traveling abroad, then you have to show the proof of airlines or anything, like any kind of proof you have to show. They might ask you to do the video call as well. So they have some IP address rule in case if you're changing the region, so like they might flag you as a like a violation. So that's something out here. Funding pips have this, and I have heard many cases that like some people are getting rejected for the payout due to this reason. So make sure you are learning this reason very properly. Make sure to go with their customer support and ask them what is this exactly. So that is the thing. In case if you're like, as far as I know, if you change the country, then they like flag this thing. So for this reason, Alpha Capital Group is more flexible in case of IP address rule. They don't have any IP address rule. You can trade multiple device. You can trade using multiple device. And regarding the spread and commission, both of them provides a raw spread. Okay, like both of them are very suitable for scalper as well. But the commission in Alpha Capital Group is completely zero. There is no commission because they have their own liquidity provider, own in-house broker. Whereas in funding pips, you have a $2, which is again out here as well in funding pips as well. It is very, very cheap commission in case of instead of $3.5 or $7, which is usual, but they are all like only charging $2 per round lot. And crypto indices and other instruments are free out here. However, in case of like I have to give a signal out here, then I would like go with the Alpha Capital Group in case of this. Next is instruments. You will find forex, indices and commodities in case of Alpha Capital Group, whereas in case of funding pips, you'll find forex, crypto as well. You will find out here indices as well. You have more instruments out here in case if you're a crypto trader, then you like you cannot go with the Alpha Capital Group. You can go with the funding pips. So for this reason, I would give a green signal to funding pips. Now in case if you look at the scaling plan, of Alpha Capital Group, they don't have any time limit. Okay, now the profit target in order to scale your account is 10%. 10% is the gain that you have to achieve in order to request the scaling. Now it's not the cumulative or something. You have to have a 10% of profit when you are requesting the scaling. If you request the scaling, you can withdraw the profit as well at that point of time, and you will still be trading with the same balance that you had during before withdrawing. So that's the balance. If you have a 100K account, you made a 10% profit, you requested for a scaling account, you made the withdrawal of 80% of that 10,000, and you will still be trading with $110,000 account. So even if you withdraw, your balance will remain there only for when you are scaling your account in case of Alpha Capital Group. Whereas if you look at the funding pips, now they have a level wise of a scaling plan. In level 1, what happens? It is a beginning of the scaling. Now if you make a 10% of profit with a 4 payouts and 10% of profit in that stage, then your account will be scaled by 20%, and they also increase the maximum drawdown as well by 1%. That is all. Your maximum drawdown will be at 11% now. Now again, if you go to level 2, now again if you manage to get 8 successful payouts including the previous one, that is like 4 plus 4 in this stage, that is 8, and 10% again profit out here, 10 plus 10 again here, so that is 20% is shown here, but it is 10% in this stage. So 10% again if you have met, and you will receive a 30% increment in the initial capital, and maximum drawdown will increase by 12%, increase to 12%. Instead of 10%, your maximum drawdown will be 12%. And one more thing out here, your daily drawdown as well increase to 6%. Instead of 5%, you will be 6%. Next is level 3, that is Trailblazer. They have given very fancy names out here. Anyway, now upon reaching the advanced trader, what happens? If you make a 12 payouts, 4 plus 4 plus 4, like level 1 4, level 2 4, level 3 4, again 4, and make a total profit of 30%. This is a total profit, 10 plus 10 plus 10. Okay, 30%. Then your capital will be increased by 40%, and your maximum drawdown at that time it will be 13%. And the final level that they have is the hot seat, in which you get a on-demand payouts, and it's a very long way to go out here, and your account will be doubled. Monthly bonus you will get, and you can access up to $2 million, and profit split at here on this level you will receive a profit split of 90%, and below that level you will have only 80% of profit split. So this is something like after 16 payouts you get profit of 40% with a total profit of 40%. So that's where you get out here. So you get into this level. Now here what happens, on demand payouts, 90% profit split, $2 million up to $2 million capital, and customized trading condition according to your own unique trading strategy, and maximum drawdown will be at this point of time 14%, and maximum daily drawdown will be 7%. And monthly bonus, if you check here, if you have this, like according to account size, they will give you a monthly bonus. If you have 100k account, they will give you a monthly bonus of $500 on this stage. So this is how they are going to scale the account of Funding Pips. Now regarding the scaling condition, like I would give, of course, like Funding Pips is much better when it comes to like the way they scale their account out here. I would give a green signal for the Funding Pips in case of scaling up the account. Now looking at the prohibited strategies that is in the Alpha Capital Group, which is like I feel like very important to know before applying in any Propfirm, because you have to know what are the prohibited strategies in that Propfirm. So for example, in case of Alpha Capital Group, latency trading is not allowed, arbitrage is not allowed, high frequency trading is not allowed, reverse trading or group hedging is not allowed. Whereas in Funding Pips, if you see gap trading, high frequency trading, server spamming, and these are very common, you know, like arbitrage trading, no Propfirm allows this. Any kind of strategies which involves the taking advantage of demo environment, because most of them provides a demo environment. So that kind of strategies are not allowed in most of the Propfirms. If they are allowing that, make sure you do your own due diligence, because it might somehow, you know, like later on in future, they might not have very sustainable business plan. So anyways, in case of Funding Pips, hedging is not allowed out here. In case if you are doing the hedging is not allowed out here in case of Funding Pips. And one more thing I have seen in their frequently asked question, hedging with, I don't do hedging because I don't do hedging, okay, anyways. So hedging with correlated pair as well, it is not allowed, not permitted in this. So that is something concerning out here. That is something not flexible out here for the traders. So for this reason, I would give, you know, like prohibited strategies regarding this. I would give Alpha Capital Group this signal on this. Now next, if you look at the 100k account price, what is the fees, what is this? If you look at this Alpha Capital Group, they have a 100k price is $497, and it is non-refundable. Like most of the Propfirm provides a refund once you pass your challenge, once you pass your assessment, but Alpha Capital Group don't give a refund. So that is the thing out here. However, they provide you with an amazing discounts every time. So we also have like, which have like permanent discount coupon, like which is for lifetime JamtsonFX coupon. For that, like you will get a 20% discount. If you look at that, with that $397.6, you can get the 100k account for that. In case of Funding Pips, $399 is the 100k account price. Refund with 4th payout. You get a refund, but you receive the refund only after the 4th payout, not with the first payout, which you find in most of the Propfirm. Only on the 4th payout you will find the refund, you will get the refund. And we have a 5% discount link which you can find in the description. So in case if you see here, like if you have like approximately $20 is the difference. So like I would, instead of this, like in case of this fees and all, like a fees and refund condition, I would give this Funding Pips a green signal on this. So alright trader, this is it about a comparison between the Alpha Capital Group and Funding Pips. Do let me know in the comment section which Propfirm you are going out of this to, in case if you are confused with which Propfirm to go with out of this too. Thank you so much for joining in JamtsonFX, closing the comparison between Alpha Capital Group and Funding Pips. Thank you.